Hello, pre-K teachers. My name is Carmen Langston, and I work for the Curriculum and Instruction Department as a literacy coach here in the Little Rock School District. And today I would like to provide you with some training on how to give the assessment for Heggerty for your phonemic awareness program. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen so that you can see my PowerPoint. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be looking today at the pre-K Heggerty assessment, and I will show you where to gather the materials and how to give the assessment. So the purpose of this assessment is to gather information about an individual student's phonemic awareness skills and to gather baseline data for a whole class before implementing Heggerty's curriculum. So basically that means we're going to plan for what we would like to teach students individually or in small groups, and then also as a whole class based on what they already know about phonemic awareness. So what we're going to need to give this assessment is a copy of the assessment for each student and the scoring chart, just something to write with, and then you may need some counters or blocks to use as manipulatives. I'm going to go ahead and reduce my screen here. This is how we will get the assessment. You're going to go to heggerty.org and you'll click on downloads and then English assessments. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up to show you what it would look like. This is the website. I'm going to go to downloads, English assessments. And when you first log in, you will have to enter your name and your email address and then click agree, and you will be able to get in after that. So that's going to take you here. And you see the first thing is pre-K assessments. So we have a form A, B, and C. That is just in case you're going to give that throughout the year and you're not giving the exact same questions again and again. So since it's the beginning of the year, I'm going to choose form A. Okay, so this is where it's going to have me enter my name. I'm just going to click agree and download. Once you've got it downloaded, this will pop up and you can print it from here. So if you forget everything that I say today, it's okay because it is all right here on the form. So it's going to give you the purpose of the assessment, what you'll need for your materials, some directions on administering the assessment, when to discontinue, how much response time to give, and then what kind of visual supports or hand motions you might give, and then your observations. After that, you have the actual assessment. And as you can see in the first box, it tells you what you're assessing in that first skill. So we're first going to assess onset fluency, which is initial phoneme isolation. And then you see where it says teacher administration directions. It gives you exactly what to say. I will say a word and isolate the first sound in the word. The word is cup. The first sound we hear in the word cup is k. Can you repeat this word back to me? Cup. Now it's your turn. What's the first sound you hear in the word miss? So as you can see, everything is scripted for you. If you do not follow the script exactly, that's okay. Just don't coach the student. If you need to reword the directions in a way that they can understand, that's fine. So then under here, you can see where they give the correct response and you can reply, yes, is the first sound we hear in miss. Or if they were to give an incorrect response, you can go ahead and show them what it would be. Listen, miss. Is the first sound we hear in the word miss. So here's where you would record. It has the word, and you want to have them repeat the word before they give you that beginning sound. That gives them the opportunity to make the sound as they're saying the word. Then they're going to give you the response. If they don't give you the correct response, you do want to record it here so that you just have some data there to go back and see what kind of errors they're making. And then as they get it correct or incorrect, you're going to record over here a plus or a minus, and then you'll record how many they get correct in each section and just continue to move on. So let's go ahead and go back to the PowerPoint now that we've had a chance to look at that. Okay. So how to administer it? You're going to have to give this individually. Obviously, you can't give it as a whole class. It's completely auditory. So as we know, phonemic awareness is free from print. So it's all just going to be speaking and listening. You're going to mark each correct response with a plus sign and incorrect responses with a minus sign. And you do want to record what they say for an incorrect response, like I said before. Now, for when to stop the assessment. As you're giving each skill in each box, like we just looked at the onset sounds, you want to discontinue a skill if there are no correct responses in the first 3 words. So we don't want to frustrate the student by continuing that skill if they do not understand. So as you can see within the first 3 words that they don't understand, you might say, let's try something else, and then go to the next skill. So if they're unable to respond within 4 seconds, you could go ahead and move on to the next word. So if you've given a word and they've sat there longer than 4 seconds, say, let's try another word, and go ahead and go to the next one. You do want to administer all the skills in the assessment. Just because they miss 3 words and you discontinue a section doesn't mean to stop the assessment altogether, because they may know more on the next skill than they did on that one. They may be able to go ahead and complete more. For some visual supports, you might want to use some counters, such as sliding or little blocks. You can use hand motions, just like you do in your Heggerty when you're teaching. If those are used, you want to record those supports on the scoring chart. For your teacher observations, you want to record any kind of observation for each skill as needed. So if there's something that a kid does that's maybe of particular interest to you, you want to go ahead and note that down. There is a checklist for each skill in the phonemic awareness continuum, and you want to record any supports that you provided during the assessment. These are the skills that you'll assess: onset fluency, blending syllables, final phoneme isolation, so ending sounds, segmenting into syllables, blending onset and rhyme, and segmenting onset and rhyme. And then here's the scoring chart that you can have a look at for pre-K phonemic awareness. For Form A, you have each one of your skills here. This is if they got 1 to 2 correct, or I'm sorry, 0 to 2 correct, they're of a beginning skill level, developing skill level for 3 to 4, and then proficient if they score 5. If you have any questions at all about this assessment, feel free to reach out to any of us in the curriculum and instruction department for literacy. Any of us coaches will be happy to answer any of your questions. If you're not sure who your coach is that's assigned to your building, you can just ask your principal, and just feel free to email any of us and we'll be glad to help you out. And if you have any questions, you can also email me, but any of us will be glad to help you. I hope you have a great year.